All right, so we're in the shop. I'm here with Jeremy. Jeremy, how long have you worked at OK?
28 years.
So Jeremy's seen it all here at the shop, so we're gonna kind of go through what it's gonna take to take this truck from normal Tacoma that you see here to Tacoma with a MITS flatbed and tray. Let's get started.
Well, I'm looking for where all the wiring runs, where I have to disconnect everything, where I'm gonna have to unplug or cut wiring, where I'm gonna have to disconnect the bumper, disconnect the camera system and the tailgate, pull the wiring out of the bumper where it goes up to the taillights. Yeah, the parking sensors are definitely gonna have to be transferred over. Pulling the power for the taillight. All the harness here runs along the back of the bumper and the bottom of the bed, so that's all gotta be detached. Anywhere it's attached to the bed so it stays with the chassis of the truck. And then the parking sensor harnesses, the collision avoidance harness.
So we got some disconnecting to do.
It's jammed with mud. Take the taillights out, undo the wiring, unclip it, push it all down to the bottom of the bed, put taillights back in so nothing happens to them. You got to do the gas filler neck, and then we'll take the 6 bed bolts out and rip the bed off. There. Once we feed this through, will be it for the wiring in the bed. And then we'll be moving on to the filler neck, and then it'll be pull the bed off of the truck. It doesn't look as bad. Yep, and we gotta just disconnect the, make sure it's not connected to the bed anywhere, and we'll be set to go.
Get this thing off nice and slow, get it out of here, and then start staging for the new MITS tray.
All right,
you ready?
You're good. Yep. We're clear?
Yep.
Yeah, we can drop down and make it easier now.
All right, so the bed is off. That wasn't that bad.
We're gonna get rid of his spare tire mechanism because the spare is gonna be mounted on the back of the box. And then we're gonna go along and start setting up all the brackets on the frame to put the MITS bed on.
That setup's gonna basically use all the same mounting points that the factory bed was bolted to, right? And then
Correct.
it's gonna give you like a level platform to work off.
Yeah, it's gonna give us a level platform, new mounts. It's gonna lift the bed up high enough. There's a full-length drawer underneath the bottom of the bed, which has to clear all the emissions stuff.
So Jeremy's got the brackets all loosely in place. We're gonna leave them loose till we get the bed on. Once the bed's on, we can kind of snug everything up. So he's actually out back grabbing the forklift. We're gonna get the tray next to the bay and start getting the tray staged to come inside to the shop. All right, so you can see the MITS tray right behind me. These things are made so nice. They're made in Australia, all hand TIG welded. They kind of thought of everything. It's got a water tank right here. This comes factory with, you can see it has a spigot right over here. And then we're gonna add a canopy on top of that. These things are designed for the elements. This thing's gonna last forever. You're gonna grab a couple guys, walk this thing inside, get this thing bolted to the Tacoma. All right, stop, Jeremy. Okay, real slow. That's it, Jeremy.
We just made sure we had the bed square on the truck, front to back, side to side, and sticking out the same on each side of the truck.
Now that these are tight, we're going to come to the front of this bracket. We're going to drill 2 holes and then get the tray bolted to the mounting brackets. I'm drilling pilot holes into the frame of the MITS tray so that we can bolt it to these brackets. So I'm starting with a smaller drill bit and I'm going to work my way up to the proper size, and then we'll get this thing bolted together.
Bed's now secured to the truck. We also mounted the fuel filler neck on the truck up here. We need a parking light signal, a brake light signal, a left turn signal, a reverse light signal, and then these 2 we'll just leave in the loom because they're from the bed lights that were in the truck, controlled by a switch in case the customer wants to utilize that. And we're gonna put a Deutsch connector, 6-pin Deutsch connector like this on the wiring, so that way it'll plug in. We'll hide it up in here, tucked up in there real nice, so off-road it doesn't catch anything.
That's the running light, top and bottom?
And then this one's brake and it's brighter.
Yep.
And that should be the left turn, the amber.
Yep.
And that should be the reverse.
Yes.
Just got the canopy on, centered up, lined up, got our holes drilled, bolts torqued down. Next plan is gonna be toolboxes, fenders. We're also gonna take the stock hitch out of the bumper. Yeah, we're gonna cut the brackets off so it looks like it's just a hitch instead of a hitch with bumper bracket. Clean that up, paint it. We also have to put a reverse camera in the center of the bed, and this camera will plug into the factory wiring.
Let's get into it. So right now we're at the back of the MITS canopy, and you can see we have an awesome spot here for a jerry can and a nice ladder to get to the top of the canopy. So if you had a rooftop tent, solar panels, if you store water, luggage, anything up there, this ladder was a really nice way to get up. And next to the ladder in the jerry can, you can see the spare tire carrier here. This will hold your full-size spare. Really nice touch, simple to use, perfect for the back of this tray.
Actually, I didn't want to wipe it off, so.
Alrighty, so these are the storage boxes that are going to go behind the rear wheels of the MITS tray that we were talking about just before. These things are super nice, all handmade out of aluminum. This is good for like your recovery gear, your air compressor hoses, stuff like that. Things that can see the elements, but you don't want to get them destroyed, but you also don't want them to take up important space in either the tray or the truck itself. Yeah, these things are pretty nice. They have like this spring on them. So like when you get them up into place so they don't spin, they stay exactly where you want them. Now we're gonna get this squared over the wheel where we like it, then we'll tighten the bolt.
3.5.
Nice.
Fender.
As you can see, Jeremy's tightening up the last 2 bolts for this cubby. Then the next step is to actually drill 2 holes and to attach this to the wheel well. Last thing you want is this thing to start bouncing and tapping like that. When we go to bolt it down, we're going to seal it so that no water comes through the bolt into your storage system. The last thing you want is to put gear in there and all of a sudden it's all wet.
Yeah, don't forget there's that pin on it too.
Yep.
Ready?
Yep. I'm in.
Yep.
Nice.
In.
All right, so that is going to do it for this MITS alloy tray and canopy install. Jeremy, thank you so much for letting me hang out with you for a couple days and turn a couple wrenches. We're going to take this out of the shop and get some beauty shots of it in the field so we can show you guys full 360 what this sucker looks like. Again, Jeremy, thank you for your time. So if you like this video, make sure you like it. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below and we'll be sure to answer them. And we'll see you in the next one.
I'll show you how to turn something into nothing. It's not as easy, yeah.